On this episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast, what?
Are you starting over? Deja vu. That's crazy.
Whoa, dude. Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast.
This is going to be good, I can tell.
I don't know what's wrong with my brain right now. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ, yeah.
And if you can't tell, we're two professionals. We're professional broadcasters. We get paid to talk into microphones. Mm-hmm. We both really like metal and we like talking about it. I don't know why. I've just got the giggles right now.
Well, it's because you got probably a little too drunk last night and you're tired.
That's true.
And it's led to you not being on top of your game today.
Yeah, I've been a mess today. I was pretty hungover this morning because I was playing D&D last night and kind of lost track of how many drinks I was having.
Well, I brought the good stuff today, so
yeah, Tank 7. Ta-da! But yeah, how you doing? We'll get to talking about the music in a while. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm surviving. Everything's cool. I'm at home, although we're still working at work. We're not working in place yet.
We're still at the office. We thought maybe that was going to change, but nothing happened.
It's altogether possible because this is the 99th episode. It's altogether possible that the 100th episode will be extra special.
Yeah, we'll have to record it separately.
I'll be emailing you an audio file.
Yeah, that'll be interestingly, but that'll be interesting. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my God.
Let's just throw adverbs into everything now.
Yeah, why not? Nothing wrong with a few too many adverbs, right? Yeah, that would be interesting.
Uh-huh. What have you done in the last week? Anything interesting?
Lost my fucking mind, apparently. I'll tell you what I have done in the last week, or at least over the weekend. I binge watched all of the Netflix documentary series, The Tiger King.
I did that the week before.
Which is, oh my God. If you're one of the 5 people that still hasn't watched this and have been sleeping on it, go watch it. You're probably at home with nothing to do. If you have a Netflix subscription, Jesus, what are you waiting for?
Here's how compelling it is. I was watching it with my children in the room, and even when it started just getting absolutely huge with the bad language, I'm like, I can't stop it.
I can't stop.
I'm
I can't
too
look
compelled.
away.
Yeah,
it's like a train wreck. It's like, you can't stop watching.
It's like rubbernecking a trash fire.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's like watching someone get mauled by a tiger. Which you do in the series, basically.
It does happen to somebody.
Nobody gets, other than the woman who, spoilers, loses her arm. We don't see that on camera, though.
No, that happened before they started making the documentary.
Yeah, nobody gets, like, seriously mauled, but the main character, Mr. Joe Exotic, oh, God, what a guy. He does get kind of attacked by one of his tigers at one point.
Sure. And here's the thing is when I started watching this, it tripped my trigger. I'm like, this is familiar. Oh shit, they did a national news expose on this weird fucking guy in Oklahoma who's running for president. I remember that. Oh my God.
Yeah, so
it's him.
The basic story is, in general, it is about the exotic pet trade in America, specifically focused on the trade of tigers. The main focus of the series is Joe Schreibvogel Maldonado Passage,
aka Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic, who owned at the very least, the country's, if not the world's largest private big cat zoo. He had like 200 some tigers in this place.
Right.
And it's about his ongoing feud with a woman named Carol Baskins.
Who lives in Florida.
Sorry, I said that wrong. That bitch, Carol Baskins. who runs a big cat sanctuary, essentially. And she's been essentially attempting to take Joe down for quite some time. And they've got this very long running feud. And over the course of the series, I mean, it's immediately apparent that Joe is a very strange man.
Right.
Just how incredibly strange he is gets unpacked over the course of 7 episodes, 8 episodes.
I don't remember how many.
Oh my God, he's an extremely interesting person. Like, I think any psychologist would probably kill to like get hands on this guy.
Let's get him in a lab.
Let's figure this guy out. See what's going on with him. You can't look away. I started watching it, and within 2 minutes, I was already going, what? 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 And that never stopped. For 8 hours.
It keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Here's a new thing.
Here's a new thing that's completely fucking bonkers and happened in real life to a person. And in 2016, he ran for president. And then in 2018, he ran for the governor of Oklahoma. And it's just it's a tale.
A tiger tale.
A tiger tale. And I was absolutely enamored by it. So if you've got nothing to do, go watch The Tiger King on Netflix. It's amazing. It's great stuff.
I mean, it's amazing how they got the footage they got. Where did this come from?
I think it's just Joe not really caring all that much. And they establish in the first episode that he like filmed everything. He was the kind of guy that was already like, the second the day was started, there was cameras on him and he would have people film him, on whatever. And they, were attempting to make a reality TV show for a while, but all the footage from that got lost
and burned.
In a fire that was fairly suspect.
Yeah.
And you find out about Carol Baskins, about her husband disappeared and people think she might have killed him.
Fed him to tigers.
It's just insane. Every episode gets even more insane. It's difficult to describe in words, but it is also beautiful. It's exactly what America needed right now. It's exactly what the world needed right now.
Yeah.
I saw a meme where it was Tiger King Diamond. And there's Joe Exotic with King Diamond's face photoshopped on in it.
That's awesome. Or at least the makeup.
It was really, really good. That would be interesting.
I would watch Tiger King Diamond.
I would absolutely watch Tiger King Diamond. That'd be great. What would the show be? Is it just King Diamond like in a room with a tiger going, okay, stay over there. Don't attack me. You stay there. Just start singing to it.
Do not attack my grandma.
Well, wouldn't he want the tiger to attack his grandma?
Maybe.
Wasn't that the point of
them?
Of them?
Yeah. That she was dangerous and she's
horrible.
Scary.
Yeah, and scary. Yeah. I cannot think of anything else that I've done in the last week.
Yeah.
Because Tiger King just took over the entirety of my brain.
I started rewatching Community. Yeah. Yeah. Netflix was offering that up. So the hell. And it's, because we had recently, the other night, I'm thinking, I'm alone. I can watch something that's me time. And all the things I wanted to watch were just too fucking stressful. I want to watch this show. It's great. It's got all these great actors in it, great writing, and I can't do it.
I just gotta chill.
I gotta.
And yeah, that's like, I mean, I was this entire afternoon, all I could think about was, man, I would really like to just go home and curl up into a ball.
Yeah.
And just kind of sit there and do nothing for a while.
Sure. In the silence.
Just complete silence and let the world pass me by for a while.
We're not on lockdown, by the way, are we? No?
No.
Okay.
We're still not on any sort of lockdown.
All right. One of the 9 states we're not.
Yes. As of now, this is going to be coming out days from now, so that might have changed. But yeah, as of the time being, we're not on any sort of lockdown.
Okay.
This will be weird if someone's listening to this like a year from now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh yeah. Hopefully they're like, oh yeah, COVID-19, instead of like, oh, this is what it was like at the beginning.
or it'll be bleep blop blork. No, this is when there were humans here.
I don't think that'll be the case, but at least I hope not. But yeah, I've been playing on brand with what we're talking about this week. I have been playing more Doom Eternal.
Sure. Doom Eternal, the new game.
Yes, the new game. So this week we're talking about the soundtrack to Doom 2016,
which I played this afternoon. You know, okay, here's what a dumb fuck I am. I remember how I'm telling you I'm going through this. I'm doing all these the great battles with the monsters and shit. But the problem is I can't see anything. And I'm stuck in this labyrinthian area.
Lost.
I get lost, and it sucks. And then it just dawned on me. It dawned on my stupid brain. Why don't you go in the settings and turn up the contrast?
Yeah, just turn the brightness up a little bit.
And I did that and I went, oh, this is a beautiful game. I haven't seen any of it.
And did you figure out where you needed to go then?
Immediately.
See, my suggestion to you was going to be, because I didn't know you had your brightness set so fucking low.
I didn't either. I thought it was just a dark game.
And Doom, like, you know how in every game they're like, oh, lower the slider until you can barely see the logo on the
which
screen,
I did.
Which is bullshit. Every single fucking game that has that is bullshit. If you lower it to the point where you can actually barely see it, every single time I've done that, it's been too dark.
Right.
There is not a case where that has been different. You always got to go at least like 5 notches above that.
Which is what I did. I brought it up 5 notches. I'm like, oh, that's what these things look like.
My suggestion to you was going to be, because I don't know exactly where you're at in the game for 2016, but my suggestion was going to be look up. Because there are some places where it can seem like, oh, fuck, where am I supposed to go? There's no doors. There's no hallways. And the answer is it's above you. You got to jump up to something and grab on.
Had I not raised what is called the gamma in the game.
The gamma, yes.
I wouldn't have.
You never would have seen it.
Nope. Never would have seen it.
And that happened. Like there's certainly, especially in 2016, Doom Eternal was not quite as confusing for me in most parts. There's a couple of jump puzzles that got me like, what am I supposed to do? It made me feel really stupid for a little while.
Yeah.
But in 2016, especially, there was a lot more very kind of labyrinthian environments, especially in the first half of the game.
Yeah. That
are sort of like, where do I go? Everything looks exactly the same, which is a similar problem with the original Doom.
Right.
From 1995.
93,
yeah. Same year as Jurassic Park.
Same year as I was living in my car.
You living in your car?
Yeah.
So you couldn't play Doom because you were living in your car.
I was living in a car. I mean, I eventually got a house, but boy, did I not have a video game console.
It's true. Well, you just needed a computer.
No, yeah, I didn't
have a computer either?
No, I had an old TV. I had a cable spool for a coffee table. I had several recliners. A friend, Lori, and her dad went to an auction, and Lori's like, aha, my friend OJ has no furniture. These are all recliners. I'll give you $10. And so she and her dad showed up at my house with like all these recliners. What the fuck am I
gonna do? Why do I need 2 recliners?
I have like a 50 square foot apartment. Where am I gonna put all these fucking recliners?
Sleep on one.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. I thought I had to burp, but I didn't. Oh, there, kind of got a little bit of it out. So did you, that was pretty good. Did you ever play any of the original Doom games?
Oh yeah. I played. I mean, the first one I think I actually got around to playing was Doom 3. So I was not disappointed by it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really kind of atmospheric and creepy. Yeah. But it wasn't,
3 is kind of the redheaded stepchild of the bunch.
Right.
People tend to not remember 3 as fondly as the original, or as Doom 2 Hell on Earth, or even like Doom 64.
Right. I went back and I played those. Yeah.
And I've been playing them in inside Doom Eternal.
Sure, it's a meta game.
Yeah, once you complete the main campaign, you can go into the Doomslayer's little man cave in his ship, and he has this really chonky old CRT monitor and computer that you can pop onto and play the original Doom. Cat just slowly backing away from you. He's trying to pet my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing that because I've never played those.
Right.
Those original ones because they're well before my time. But
literally,
yes. Yeah, 3, as I understand, is kind of the redheaded stepchild of the bunch because it is pretty slow. It's slow and atmospheric, where
like Doom Metal.
Yeah, where the two were the first two were balls to the wall, super fast. You're sliding around and shooting.
Yeah,
and never, don't stop moving, don't stop shooting, keep going. Okay,
as soon as you get around the brick wall, fire a lot, and then what you're going to see next is a brick wall, and then you're going to want to go down that brick wall and turn right till you get to another brick wall.
Here's a panel, and there's a whole bunch of like little pixels that look like kind of like cybernetic shit that's attached to this wall panel, and that's going to be the whole level. It's not quite that bad.
No, it's not. It's fun.
The environments are a little bit more well crafted than that, but yeah, I think Doom 2016 was the point where they sort of combined, like, people liked the atmosphere of Doom 3. I feel like anyone who had a problem with it, the problem was that it wasn't Doom 1 and 2 with better graphics. And I think they figured out the Doom 2016 was the balance between the sort of brooding atmosphere of the first game. Are you going to jump up here or what?
No, I'm just going to stay right here. It's fine. It's cool.
My cat's being...
There she goes.
All right. Not on the table, sweetheart.
That's what she said.
Ooh. But yeah, I think 2016 was the moment when they managed to combine the two elements that people really liked. And so 2016 is a very, like, when you're fighting, it is this just balls to the wall action game. Don't stop shooting. Don't stop moving. If you stay still, you die, essentially.
Yes.
And when you're not fighting, it is kind of this dark, sometimes too dark, sort of moody and brooding game where you're crawling through these industrial landscapes. And the soundtrack, I think, is really what makes Doom 2016 work.
It is fantastic.
There have been other games that sort of scratch a similar itch to Doom 2016 that have come out before that. But the thing that really made 2016 worthy of being just called Doom is, I think, the soundtrack. So the soundtrack for the game was composed by Mick Gordon. He's an Australian composer. He's mostly done video games. He had previously done the soundtrack to the new Wolfenstein games.
Oh, sure.
Which were not actually made by id. They were made by, I think it's Machine Games is the studio that's been making those new Wolfenstein games. He had done the soundtrack to those, or at least the first one that was out. And then id, he was, on Bethesda's radar, and Bethesda was like, hey, we're making a new Doom game. The id team, would like to have you. And the first thing they told Mick Gordon was
no heavy metal.
No metal. we don't want any metal. Like, every Doom game we've made has had basically a metal soundtrack. As long as, they've had soundtracks where you can recognize the instruments.
Right. That's what they said for 2016.
For 2016, they said no metal. Don't want any metal. And Mick Gordon was like, that's perfectly fine. He's a very talented electronic music composer as well. And that's what he was going for. His original intention was to just have it be a industrial electronic soundtrack. And that is the soundtrack that we got in the first gameplay preview at E3 2015. Was just this electronic music And then at a certain point, while he's developing the soundtrack with the rest of the audio team, he's like, oh, hey, there's this thing that I would really like to play on guitar, but I'll basically make it unrecognizable as a guitar.
Sure.
And he's like, what is the thing I want to use for this? And at some point, a friend of his had a 9-string guitar and went, I don't need this. Nobody needs this. Here, Mick, you like to make weird music. You take this 9-string guitar. And so Mick Gordon got out his 9-string guitar and started playing and went, okay, we're going to have to sneak a little bit of metal into this. And it slowly sort of grew. And they, as I recall from, because if you'd like to hear the full story of the production of the soundtrack, Mick Gordon did a great, like, hour-and-a-half long seminar on how they did it. But I think they kind of very nervously came back to the developers and went like, so here's the sound. Here's what we've been working on. I know you guys said no metal, and they played it for them and they're like, oh, fuck, this is good. Never mind. Don't worry about it. And part of what makes the sound, and there is still a very, very large element of electronic music.
There is.
This is almost more electronic and ambient music than straight up metal.
There are tracks that are just on this that are just ambient electronics.
And I think the combination is really what makes it work, because if it was just metal, I don't think the atmosphere would be totally different. And Doom Eternal, I think, leans a little bit more heavily into the metal end of things, but there again on Doom Eternal's soundtrack is still a lot of electronic synthetic elements. So
they need it for that level of dynamic.
Sure, yeah. Speaking of dynamics, that is actually one of the things that makes it so compelling in gameplay, is because the music is not just like a static thing in the background.
Right.
And this has been a thing in games for a while where, you are walking into this arena and the boss shows up. Here's the boss's theme music. Or like this level has its own, music track that's going to play in the background.
Right.
And maybe, like Skyrim, for example, you enter combat and combat music starts playing.
Right.
The thing that makes Doom particularly special is they take it several layers further, where the music will change depending upon whether or not you've got a power up activated.
Sure.
If you're using the chainsaw, if you are, there are so many little incidentals that will change the music even for just a couple of bars. Like there are so many little things that you can do in the gameplay that actually change the way the music sounds. And like that must have been an incredible amount of work to figure out.
Well, there are 31 tracks on this soundtrack.
Yeah. And the thing is this is the condensed version.
Yeah.
Like the actual.
There's more on the game.
There's 5 different versions of Rip and Tear.
Yeah.
Basically, depending upon what you're doing. And so this is not even theoretically the one that's in the game. Which is also why we're still waiting on Doom Eternal, is because they're putting together the album versus just here's all of the music audio from the game ripped out of the files.
Right.
Like they're
ripped and torn from the
ripped and torn. They're working to make it more of an album. The claws are really unpleasant when you do that right on my kneecap there, kitty cat. She never sits in my lap when I'm in this chair. No, so I just can't focus. I got kitty in my lap. I feel very evil right now.
You look very evil.
Yeah.
Like the fruit of the devil.
Gotta be. I don't want to look like anything like the devil, because the Doomslayer will come and will beat the shit out of me. So some of the highlights on this album, because there are so many different songs, but I think the 2 big ones that everyone always talks about
Rip and Tear.
is, of course, there's Rip and Tear, which is the big opener. You have this opening narration of some
sort of a demon.
I believe it's supposed to be the current Lord of Hell, whom you never meet in either of the games. Maybe that'll be the next one, because we've never seen him. Cat. keep on getting distracted by your kid.
What if it is him from the Powerpuff Girls?
It's him from the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah. What if it's His Infernal Majesty, the band?
The band. Man.
Him. What if it's that? But Rip and Tear opens up, and it is probably Rip and Tear is probably the most metal track on the album.
Indeed.
It is just I would call it probably a gent song. Most of the metal is
very genty.
It's very genty.
Nuts for the ladies.
Yes. But yeah, most of the metal tracks on here are pretty gent focused. Lots of palm muted riffs and that sort of thing. Right. And if you don't know, like Rip and Tear is a quote from that was originally from this completely insane Doom comic from like 1997. Where the Doom Marine, the Doom guy,
he wasn't the Doom Slayer yet.
He was not yet the Slayer. Is just like hanging out in hell or something like that, and he picks up a Berserk power up, and he's in front of like a cyber demon or something like that.
Which I got my first one of those today.
Oh yeah, Berserk.
Oh
is
my
fun.
God.
But he's what? Stop! You're being naughty. You're being silly. Okay, off, down. But anyway, he's under the effects of a Berserk power up, and so he's just screaming at this cyber demon. You're huge. That means you have huge guts. Rip and tear. And it's so completely insane. And it kind of became a meme in the Doom community over time, and they it sort of just ran with it for 2016, and so now that is a basically part of Doom canon. The whole phrase "rip and tear" it's used in the opening thing for both games. There's a part, small spoiler, in Doom Eternal where you see a flashback and actually hear the Doom Slayer say it out loud. It's pretty great. And yeah, that is the first big track. The other one that everyone always talks about, because it is an amazing track, is BFG Division.
Yes, great song.
BFG Division is a very long song too. It's
8 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's like 8 or 9 minutes. And I can't remember what levels that plays on, but oh god, I love BFG Division. And in Doom Eternal, you have a little section of your ship that's called the Ripatorium, where you can basically, there is a combat arena in the Doom Slayer's basement, and you can go down there, and BFG Division plays while you are fighting the demons in there, and it's great. And BFG Division also has a blend of electronic elements that are in there. There's a great synthesizer riff of doo 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 doo. It's I love whenever I hear that. This is music that makes you feel powerful. Like,
it does, and that's what you want when you're playing Doom.
Absolutely, you want music that makes you feel like a fucking badass. And it's kind of it's almost a shame when I'm playing Doom and there's just this amazing song playing and I'm ripping and tearing, and then I do something really dumb and get stuck in some part. Yeah. And I'm just like, no, BFG Division is playing. I can't be bad at this.
And then it comes in with this muted trombone.
Well, that's the Revenant, but the version that has the trumpets instead of the rocket launchers on its shoulders. Doot Eternal.
Doot Eternal. Toot Eternal.
But yeah, it makes you feel very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And I have not gotten, of course, nobody's gotten a chance to really listen to Doom Eternal, the album, but I feel like Doom Eternal in so many ways makes Doom 2016 obsolete. And that's what you want with a sequel to a AAA game, is you want each one to be better.
Right.
But like there are things now where I've gotten so used to playing Doom Eternal and listening to the music, and I'm thinking about going back to playing Doom 2016, which I played all the way through like less than a month ago.
Sure.
And I'm going like, oh, that's how quaint. Like you just shoot at the stuff and it dies. You don't have to like shoot off weak points or anything.
You know, let me say I'm actually enjoying that about going back to playing.
It's less. Doom 2016 is a lot less stressful.
Exactly. It's less stressful. You shoot it till it dies.
Shoot it till it dies. Yeah, it is. It is a Doom 2016 is relaxing. In a way, I think if you play it on like Ultra Nightmare, it's probably not nearly as relaxing. But if you play it on like Hurt Me Plenty, you're going to have fun. Sure, essentially.
And there's no arachnotrons. There's
no fucking arachnotrons. There's no
marauders.
She wants to look out the window.
I guess there you
go. She's being very social tonight.
Oddly. And now I'm going to pet you, and now that's going to piss you off, and you're going to run away.
There we go. But yeah, there's no arachnotrons or anything to fuck with you. I think one of the things about Doom 2016 where it's like, oh, I remember this, is like there's some really cheesy rune combinations. There's one you get later on in the game that's called the Rich Get Richer. Yeah. Where every time, if you are at above like 75 armor, you have infinite ammo. And the mastery for it lowers the threshold. And in order to do the mastery for it, you have to get to full armor 12 times, I think. But the thing is, right after you get out of the room where that challenge is, there is a candy trail of little bits of armor going all the way to the next combat arena.
Of course.
So you can sit there with your micro missile missiles out and just pop one missile into the ground right in front of you, blast off like 2 armor off of your person, and then walk just pick up the one. Oh, you're back up to full. Rinse and repeat, and you completed the mastery 10 seconds after you got the rune.
You did it in the hallway.
Yeah, you just did it in the hallway. And that basically makes what was already an extremely overpowered weapon with the Gauss cannon and the siege mode on it even more ludicrously overpowered, because you can just walk into a room and charge up your siege mode shots and kill pretty much everything in the game in 1 or 2 hits. I felt really dirty doing that. I was like, this feels wrong. Where I would basically on one, it seems like something the Doomslayer would do, where like he gets a weapon that's like super overpowered and cheesy, and he puts it away because he wants more of a challenge. He's like, I could use this, but super shotgun.
Yeah. Or maybe this. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, just
the pew, pew gun.
I mean, that's basically what the pistol is and does. To the point where they didn't even include it in Doom Eternal. There is no pistol in Doom Eternal. Apparently, it's in the game files. You can sort of you can use the console commands to get your pistol back. But
why?
I mean, for the challenge of it,
I guess it's infinite ammo.
It is. There are people who like to do Ultra Nightmare runs with the pistol, just the pistol, which is completely fucking insane. I don't know why you would do that to yourself, but hey, everybody's got a kink. Who am I to judge?
Like the guy who does the Skyrim videos where today I'm going to beat Skyrim using only a fork.
Yeah, basically that sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, I don't understand people who do that to themselves, or just like anyone who. I was going to say anyone who would play it on Ultra Nightmare, but like I get it. It's a big challenge. You want to feel challenged. If you're really good at it, then whatever, go for it. But like, it's not quite as cheesy as any Halo game on Lasso is what they call it. So in Halo, Lasso means legendary all skulls on. Skulls are a number of modifiers that all make the game more difficult or more annoying in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lasso is, again, legendary, all skulls on. So you have no HUD. So you don't know how much ammo you have.
Mm-hmm.
All human weapons do considerably less damage.
Mm-hmm.
I think like all plasma weapons start with only half their battery charge. In order to get health back, you have to punch people, which is like Doom, but it's Halo, so it's not fun.
And it's like real life.
Yeah, so you punch people to get health back.
Yeah.
But it is. I've never even tried it because I've never beat a Halo game on Legendary. I've been playing Halo since I was like 12. I've never beat a Halo game on Legendary. I should be ashamed of that, but I'm not, because I like to have fun. It's not fun to me.
That was like me with this video game. Up until today.
Up until somebody said, let there be light.
Yeah, it's somewhere inside my brain. It went, fucking just turn up the lights, dude.
Turn the brightness
And
up.
I got quite a ways with no lights on. I played blind for a mission and a half at least.
Just get to a part where they turn all the lights off in the facility, and on normal sort of brightness, you can still see like it's like a movie where it's dark, but they've got some lights.
There's ambient lights somewhere.
Yeah. View is just, I'm completely blind. How am I supposed to do this?
Right. But me, having played all the way through like that, I'm going to put a bandana over my eyes during that
There
scene.
you go. There you go.
I will play
blindfolded. But yeah, I adore these two games. I don't think any games and any music in any games has ever made me feel as powerful and as fucking manly as this shit does. And it's the sort of thing where it's nice to scratch that itch every once in a while. I don't want every game to do that, but it's nice to know, like, man, I'm fucking like, I'm pissed off today. What should I do? Well, just pop into Doom Eternal.
Sure.
Go into mission select and press check on the Berserk cheat that has it activated at all times.
Sure.
And just fucking rip and tear.
For hours. And it's a thing that is kind of a thing for me now. And by the way, my youngest son pointed out to me today that while I was playing Doom and my wife was sitting there on the couch while the pizza was cooking, Max turned to me. He said, "Dad, did you see Mom's face just now?" She went, "Ugh." Yeah. Watching me play, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know, it's badass." But I can only play this for so long before I have to switch to Stardew Valley.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, you get balance in all things.
Indeed.
Balance in all things.
All right. I've killed enough. I need to check on my strawberries.
And like, that's what people have been doing with Doom Eternal and putting it down and playing fucking Animal Crossing.
Right.
I really kind of wish I had a Nintendo Switch, but then I see other people play Animal Crossing and I'm kind of like, this just seems like chores.
Yeah, it is.
Why do people love this so much? This is just chores. And the thing is you got to do it all in real time.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is in Stardew Valley. I have to get up every morning. I get up at 6 a.m. and I have to get all the eggs from the chickens. I have to feed them. I have to feed the cow, and I have to weed. I have to go get the mushrooms from the cave. I have to water all the plants. If there's anything I have to harvest. By the time I'm done, it's fucking 11 o'clock, and I have no time to go to the goddamn cave and see if I can get to a lower level.
Real life, the game.
So I just go chop down some more trees and go to fucking bed, I guess.
I suppose. Well, and I still haven't tried to play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
And I think maybe something that would be compelling about it for me is I'm a person that likes a little bit of structure. Like I like structure, but I don't know how to give it to myself, essentially. Where it's like, if I'm at home and I have a lot of free time, I get nothing done. Because nobody's telling me to do anything. I have no like self-control when I'm at home. I'm
the same way.
And like, I need to be making a list and
you need to get a wife and kids.
I suppose
that it forces that on you.
of like, hey, go do this thing. And the responsibilities that I do have to other things, I do like, oh, the cat needs to be brushed. I need to feed her. I need to clean her litter box.
That gives you structure.
Like I do that. But when it comes to doing things for me, no, I don't know how to do any of that.
No, if my family leaves for the weekend, I get dick all done. I won't even get movies I want to watch.
Yeah.
Watched. I won't even do that. That would be progress in my mind. Hey, there's this thing I wanted to watch. Nope.
I think the common thread here is this is just what life is like when you're anxious all the time.
Yep.
It keeps you from getting anything done. So I suppose that's why. And like there's video games that I want to be playing that it's like what am I going to do with my time? Even if I'm not like doing anything constructive, like, oh, you're not doing any chores, you're not vacuuming, you're not doing that. You're playing video games. Or you have time to play video games. I have to convince myself you have time to play this game. You're not doing fucking anything else. You have nothing scheduled. You're not supposed to be anywhere. You don't have homework. You're an adult. You can play video games when you want to.
Don't try to lie to yourself and say there are constructive things you need to get done.
Yeah. I live in this small apartment by myself with a cat. Like
this is, by the way, way bigger than the apartment that I lived in at your age.
I can imagine. And this is like, it's not, horribly small, and it's two bedrooms, although both of them are kind of small rooms. But it's just like you don't have gardening to do. You don't have to mow your lawn. I don't have to I don't have to do these things. This is me talking to myself. You don't, Kale, you don't have these things to do. But I still am like, I can't play video games. I have stuff to do. No, you don't. No, you don't. And so what I end up doing, the stuff that I do end up doing is just looking at Reddit for 5 hours. And that is...
Do you have a library somewhere? Or?
What do you mean?
Do you have books like on a shelf somewhere? I guess out in your living room. Do you have books out there?
I have some books out there, yeah. I could be reading.
Could be reading books.
That's what I could be. I could be I could even be reading D&D books, which are the books I have in here.
Sure. I used to do that for like 15, 20 hours a shot.
Yeah.
Just read.
Just reading.
Yeah. But no responsibility. Just read.
I was a voracious reader when I was in school. And when I was in, elementary all the way up through high school, I read all the time. But like college just kind of fucking destroyed my desire to read fiction for some reason. Like I think the only like book that I can remember reading all the way through since I graduated college was At the Mountains of Madness. And that's not a very long book.
No, it's not. I have his complete works on my fire.
Yeah. It's like, most Lovecraft stories are not very long.
No.
That's the only one that I think I've read cover to cover since I graduated college. And like, still have the Silmarillion sitting there, mostly unread. I still have Dune sitting there, mostly unread.
Both are hard to get through. But I mean, Dune because it's so fucking thick.
Yeah.
Dune Silmarillion because it's the Silmarillion.
Yeah. Dune is very long, but I found the language to be much more. Dune is more of a page turner. It's just there are many more pages.
A lot of pages.
The Silmarillion is fucking dense. It's extremely dense. But yeah, like I could be reading like I have an adventure book over there. I have Ghosts of Saltmarsh. I could read through that and be like, oh, hey, it's now if I ever want to run players through this, I've already read it. I know what happens.
If you ever get a chance, by the way, the Weiss Hickman books are really good. I know you haven't read those. I read those a long time ago.
What does he write?
Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. It's they wrote Dragonlance.
Oh, Dragonlance books. Okay. Let's try that sometime. I haven't read any like D&D novels. I've never read any D&D novels. And I don't know if I think there are some Eberron related ones because Eberron is like my favorite D&D setting because it's neat. There's robots and there's orcs who are there's robots. There's orcs who are good guys. Which is, I'm a sucker for orcs that aren't just evil. I'm a sucker for that. Warcraft kind of gets
more
me with
complicated
that one, too.
orcs.
Yeah, where it's like they're just people. They're big and they're green. They're kind of ugly, but they're just people.
Sort of like me.
Yeah, sort of like me.
Also, if you get a chance, the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn book series. There's only 3 books in it.
At some point, I'd like to read some Discworld novel.
Yes.
At some point, a little bit of Discworld.
Read anything that man wrote.
I suppose. Yeah. I need to read some Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
Who apparently was a fan of Doom. Bringing
original
it back.
game.
Yeah,
the first game.
Apparently a fan of the first game. There is a quote, and I don't know where the quote came from, but there is a quote where it's just like, man has for many, many years, attempted to describe how best to destroy the demon, but not until Doom have they considered the double barrel shotgun.
My boomstick.
My boomstick, indeed. So, I think that's kind of it for. I mean, we stopped talking about Doom a while ago, but
what's your favorite song on this?
My favorite song on the soundtrack, it's probably BFG Division. I'd say.
I love BFG Division, but for some reason, just Rip and Tear has so much more emotion for me.
Rip and Tear is really Rip and Tear is for a shorter, really intense fight.
Yeah.
BFG Division is for like a long slugfest.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. And I think there like some of the songs on the latter half of the album don't get nearly as much attention. Like I think like Flesh and Metal and like Hellwalker and stuff are all pretty good as well.
Oh yeah.
And like the short ambient pieces are also really good.
Great.
It's just sort of like I feel like I'm wasting my time here.
a lot of the album actually reminds me of the Demolition Racer soundtrack.
Demolition Racer.
Demolition Racer was a video game from 1997, 98. I don't know.
Maybe Mick Gordon composed for it.
No, it was not Mick Gordon. It was Fear Factory.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Well, and Fear Factory, an industrial metal band, and this. If you were to give it a genre, it's industrial metal, essentially. I mean,
industrial gent.
Yeah. You've got electronic elements. You've got metal, and you've got like sound samples. Like I believe he samples chainsaws at several points. Like there's lots and lots of different little blips and blurbs and Easter eggs in the album. I can't remember what sort of machine you have to put a particular wavelength through, but on the visualizer, it will come up with 666. And then there's another one that shows up as a pentagram. And like there's all sorts of little Easter eggs that they put in going, no one's ever going to find this. Someone found them immediately because for whatever reason, someone took the songs out of the game and then ran it through the machine that they just had. Because audio files are the biggest fucking nerds in the world.
It's just too bad there isn't a lot of bass on this album.
That's sarcasm.
I could actually feel my headphones rattling.
Yeah.
There was actually a piece on my headphones going, I could feel it rattling as the bass is going, oh man, what do I feel like I'm going to vomit? That's why I'm going to vomit. The bass.
It's fat bass, yo.
Yeah, hell yes.
Hell yes.
Hell yes.
Indeed. So yeah, I don't know if this is really something we want to give a medal to. It's gold.
Sure, it's a gold medal.
Especially for as a video game soundtrack, as a standalone piece of music. It gets a gold. This is great shit.
A big video game company told a man, don't make metal music, and this is what he did. Fuck yeah, you get gold.
Hell yeah. What's more metal than... And to be fair to Mick Gordon, he didn't really intend to make metal. He was all down with just like having it be an industrial electronics score. And then
did they give him clips from the game? Did they give him snippets? Did they give him pictures? What did they give him to go on? I mean,
I am absolutely. I imagine that because he was there are some games where like, okay, you're the composer, write a soundtrack, and they, write and record a soundtrack, and they do that thing. Mick was like the head of the audio team.
Sure.
Like he was the lead composer, and then he was also like working with everyone else who was doing the audio on the game.
For like the sound effects for just the rest of everything.
Like sound effects and that sort of thing. Like he was a bit more involved than you typically think a composer would be.
Sure.
For a game or a movie or whatever the project might be. Because the soundtrack is more involved in the game than most soundtracks are.
Sure. It's embedded in there.
It's inseparable to the point where I think if you play Doom with the music off, you are probably history's worst psychopath. Worse than Hitler. You monster.
You monster.
You play Doom with no music. I don't want to ever meet that person. Especially not in a dark alley, because they're going to try and cut my face off.
I had the conversation with my son the other night, my 13-year-old. I went in there and mentioned that every time he makes a sandwich, what he does, a sandwich and a cherry Coke, leaves the bread wide open, the bread bag wide open, and leaves the cap off of the cherry Coke. I went and opened it. What kind of a psychopath are you?
Scared the shit out of my cat. And probably my neighbors. But
that would be funny if I never leave.
If they never see you.
He yelled, "What kind of a psychopath are you?" And then we never saw him.
We never saw our neighbor again. But yeah, it's leaving the bread open. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did that a lot. I'm sure I did it.
Crazy.
I'm a monster. What can I say? All right. So that's enough about Doom.
Okay.
Next week we're gonna get to some real shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to some. We're for episode 100. We're going back to the album that started it all.
1970,
50 years ago. Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath, featuring the song Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going back to the very, very beginning, and I'm very excited for it. I already did a little preview, and because I haven't listened to a lot of like original Black Sabbath, like early stuff,
and it changed you. I'm sure it had to have.
I listened to it and I went, "Oh yeah,
oh shit, yeah."
This takes me. It was like me listening to High Lung. It's like, this is where I came from.
This is where I was born.
This is my history right here.
Which by the way reminds me, at some point we're gonna have to do that. We have to do Metal Church's first album.
You mean the album Metal Church by Metal Church featuring the song Metal Church?
Yes, we have to do that.
All right, at some point I'm sure we'll get that done. Is there there's another. There's another.
There's going to be another band that has the.
There's many other bands that has the trifecta, the threefer. Until that episode comes out.
If you want to check us out on social media.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and you can also get episodes to listen to, other older episodes maybe to listen to. I don't know if this is your first episode. I don't know why you would ever listen.
I don't know why you come back. I don't know why you feel like, hey, there's an hour I'm never getting back.
I'm sure the other ones must be better.
Yeah, they are. They're all better.
Most of them, yeah, kind of a little bit.
No,
they're marginally better than me not having my shit together. But
I feel like you're gonna hurt yourself with that bottle opener.
Yeah, I'm kind of poking myself with it. In any case, check us out there. You'll get your shit. Get your shit and get it together. Well, it's time to put this dog down, I guess. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bronze Metalist Podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ.
Congratulations. I need to take a fucking nap. Oh, my brain, it was working for a while there, and then it stopped again.
Have you been eating donuts?
Eating donuts?
Yeah, your eyes are all glazed.
I've not been eating donuts.
Okay.
I don't know anyone. Nobody's selling donuts right now, OJ.
Aren't they? You can still buy them at Marketplace.
Yes, you can still buy donuts. I don't know anyone that sells donuts.
Have you been mainlining donuts?
Yes, I've been mainlining donuts. I've been injecting donuts straight into my veins.
That would be awesome.